St. Andrew's Castle, a medieval castle situated on a cliff at the edge of St. Andrews, a small yet beautiful town of Scotland. Surrounded by the North Sea from three sides, this castle served as the seat of power for the bishops of St. Andrews from 1189 AD till 1592 AD. Although in ruins now, this castle attracts a number of visitors daily because of its long and prominent history and the features of a medieval castle. The castle complex houses a lush green lawn at its entrance. The lawn, along with its slightly lower ground, perhaps served as a water reservoir during medieval time. Beside the entrance of the castle, an artillery hole can be seen, which perhaps used to fire cannonballs towards the enemies trying to enter the castle. The present St. Andrew's town can be glanced through the windows of the ruined palaces, which reminds of the medieval period when there used to be a lot of hassle and bustle, a lot of happenings in this castle. The courtyard of the castle has a medieval water well at its center, which once supplied water for the people lived in the castle. The stone walls surrounding the water well has got marks of iron clamps, which were once used to join stones together. These clamps were made by pouring molten iron into certain gaps created on the stones to join stones together. The courtyard was once surrounded by palaces, meeting rooms, hall, kitchen, and many other buildings, which are now in ruins or plunged into the sea by the passage of time. These stone stairs bear testimony of the chapel, which once saw numerous religious prayers, and now it's in ruins, plunged into the North Sea in the early 1800s. Among the tossing North Sea waves is the ruins of the Great Hall, which once housed parties, meetings, religious ceremonies, and many more. Collapsed and plunged into the North Sea in the early 1800s due to weathering and disrepair. Alongside the paved pathway at the central courtyard of the castle has a building which is now in ruins. Perhaps it was a bakery because remains of bread ovens have been found at this place. This particular pathway has got two rooms at its side, which once used as a kitchen and as a vault, now totally empty. At the end of this pathway is a gate which once used as a water gate where ships used to be anchored at the jetty. The sea tower is situated at one corner of this castle, Originally a three-storied building, now only the ground floor remains. I reached the upstairs by climbing the slippery stone staircase. Although the roof has totally gone off, the upstairs houses one medieval toilet, which were called guardrobes in the medieval Europe. Underneath the sea tower is a dark room with a deep pit, which is known as the bottle dungeon. This bottle dungeon was used to imprison miscreants during the bishop's reign. The bottle dungeon, even today, is one of the creepiest places of this castle. Another creepy and perhaps the most attractive place of this castle is the underground tunnel, which consists of a mine or a tunnel and its counter mine or the counter tunnel. In May 1546, the Protestants invaded the St. Andrews Castle and killed Cardinal Beaton, the then Bishop of St. Andrews. As a revenge, James Hamilton, the Scottish regent and second Earl of Arran, ordered a long siege to recapture the castle. In October 1546, the attackers started digging a mine or a tunnel to get into the castle. However, the defenders or the Protestants, they dug up a counter mine and defended the attackers then and there. It was indeed a thrilling experience for me entering the mine. First, I entered through the counter mine, which was roughly dug up by the defenders at the castle. And after proceeding to a certain distance, I discovered another pathway which is leading to another direction. Perhaps the soldiers who were guarding the castle actually misled by the sounds of digging of the mine or the main mine. That's why when they realized that they were going at the wrong direction, they started digging up the mine at its right direction, and finally they met the attackers at a particular point, which is now the meeting point of the mine and the counter mine. This is the mine which was dug up by the attackers, and it was so neatly done that human beings can stand there very easily, and they don't have to crawl. They can just stand and pass through, and also carry arms and ammunition with them. Whereas the counter mine was so roughly dug up that a person has to crawl down to pass through that particular tunnel. So it was indeed a thrilling experience for me and perhaps for every tourist who visit the castle. An iron staircase has been installed at the meeting point of the mine and the counter mine. The hole which joins both the mines is so small that only one person can pass through this. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe